The UFC is giving us some apex slop this weekend, but we're going to make some money on it, boys. This is UFC Vegas 115 best underdog bets and predictions. If you guys have been following the show for a while, we've been profitable the entire year. We made 2 of 3 underdogs last weekend. The weekend before that, I believe it was 2 of 3 as well. Every single weekend, I'm giving profitable underdogs. So if you guys haven't followed, if you guys haven't subscribed yet, go subscribe down below. But we're going to get straight into it with the recap of UFC Seattle's underdog bets. So to get started, we had 3 underdogs. The first one was Kyle Nelson, and I gotta be honest, that was a 50-50. But Terrence McKinney did his thing. He finished him in the first round. Luckily, I didn't play Kyle Nelson. I don't play every single underdog that I do give out on this show. If you want every underdog that I do bet on, go check out my winnable down below. Every single pick, every single bet for every single card. We've been profitable 4 of 5 weeks in a row, so we're doing very well. We're gonna keep that ball rolling. We also had at UFC Seattle, Officer Joe Pyfer, man, plus 125. I'm sorry to Izzy. I'm sorry to Adesanya fans, man, but you had to do it. You just had to do it. You know, Joe Pyfer's coming up in the rankings. He's fighting an aged vet, an old vet who's just taking too much damage. Izzy's just taking too much damage. He's a shell of himself. Joe Pyfer was able to go in there, physically abuse Israel Adesanya, push him around, hit him with some clean shots on the feet, get him on the ground, and TKO him. So plus 125, Joe Pyfer. I also had the round 2 KO for Joe Pyfer at like plus 1, I believe it was plus 1,200. So huge cashos with these ones. Officer Joe Pyfer, plus 125 cash last weekend. But my favorite underdog of the week last weekend was Yorzy Belgar. I told you guys. Plus 100 was an absolute steal. I played the plus 3.5. I played the money line. Belgari was a steal. I mean, this guy's a high-level kickboxer in the middleweight division with amazing takedown defense. He's Alex Pereira 2.0. Just without that one-shot knockout power, but he's got volume. His striking is a beautiful thing to watch. He absolutely picked apart Mansour Abdul Malik, and Malik is a physical specimen. He's a guy who can take a lot of damage. He had a lot of heart. He tried to survive, but Belgari was in his face for 3 rounds until he ended up knocking him out cold with a beautiful knee. So Yorzy Belgari, plus 100, cashed out my favorite underdog bet of the week. My favorite 2, obviously Kyle Nelson. He was one that I thought could get it done, but obviously Terrence McKinney just does his thing, man. But we had Officer Joe Pyfer, Dirty Joe Pyfer, turn off the body cam, got it done. And then Yorzy Belgari, plus 100, cashed those 2 boys. So we're going to get straight into UFC Vegas 114. And I'm looking at this card. It's slop. It's apex slop. It's a terrible card. I can't pretend like we can be hyped about this card. If there was an RAF this weekend, if there was a boxing event this weekend, I would almost think about watching it. Obviously, I won't because I'm an MMA fan. I'm a UFC fan. Like, I'm going to watch this card, but it is apex slop. And there's not great underdogs on this card. There's minus 1,400 favorites, minus 900 favorites, minus 1,000 favorites. All right, huge favorites on this card. There's not good underdogs, but I've got 2 underdogs that I am quite confident in, and they are on the main card. The first one is going to be Virna Jandiroba, minus 105. You may be thinking, why is it minus 105? Now she's minus 120. I got her at minus 105. If you guys are on the winnable, you guys would have gotten her at minus 105 as well. She was the underdog about a few days ago, and she flipped to the favorite immediately. I knew this was going to happen because the fact that she could have been champ. She could be champ right now. She was 1 judge scorecard away from being champ. She almost beat Mackenzie Dern, and I honestly believe that she could have. I honestly believe that she did almost beat Mackenzie Dern, and I think fighting Tabitha Ritchie is a huge step down. She dominated Yan Xiaonan. She dominated former opponents on her 5-fight win streak. Tabitha Ritchie isn't a fighter. She's tiny. She's little. She's 5'1". She's got pitter-patter shots on the outside. She's got no damage. And just forget about the Ribas KO. Ribas is washed. Ribas is not that level. That's her last win. She got dominated by Yan Xiaonan. Jandiroba dominated Yan Xiaonan, and that is a great look, in my opinion. A girl who's, been at the top. She's been making her way up. And even though Jandiroba is the older, more vet fighter, I do believe she's going to have the grappling advantage. I do believe she's going to be able to take down Tabitha Ritchie with ease. With genuine ease. I think after the first round, people are going to be like, oh shit, here we go. Another 10 minutes of this, right? And now I do have to say, the Vegas judges are terrible. They don't care about your grappling. They don't care about your takedowns. But we just saw it with Jillian Robertson. As long as she scores 2 rounds of just ground control time, submission attempts, arm bars, rear naked choke attempts, Jandiroba will win this fight. So minus 105 on Virna Jandiroba. You could have taken her plus 3.5. I think it's gone now that she's the favorite. But Jandiroba -105, what I got her at. She's going to be my first underdog for UFC Vegas 115. We're going to move on to my favorite underdog of the week. The only guy on this card, and I'm saying the only guy, man, that wants money, that's going to give us money. And if you know, you know. Renato Moicano. Moicano wants money. Boys, Renato Moicano at +145. I got him at +165. I didn't even put the +165 here now because that line is closing quick. You guys need to hop on this line immediately. Immediately. Right? Moicano +145 against Chris Duncan. Both these guys have trained together. You're probably thinking, Renato Moicano's washed. He doesn't want this. He doesn't care anymore. Moicano is going to come out here and absolutely smash Chris Duncan and sub him in round 2 or round 3. Mark my words. I love Chris Duncan. I'm a huge Chris Duncan supporter. I've been watching all of his fights, all of his bangers with Rebecca, with Terrence McKinney right in the first round. The last one was a banger. You know, before that, he had the fight with, was it Balagiocki? I believe it was Balagiocki. No, it was Vucenic, Jordan Vucenic, subbed him with the guillotine. Subbed Balagiocki with the guillotine. He's got a nasty power guillotine, man. And this is a great fight. This is a very, very good fight. It's not really main event worthy, but Renato Moicano lost to Beneil Dariush and Islam Makhachev. Before that, he smashed Benoit Saint-Denis. People forget, man. People forget. He absolutely dominated and destroyed Benoit Saint-Denis, smashed him on the ground, and TKO'd him. It was a beautiful performance. Before that, he beat Jalen Turner. Before that, he was just smashing guys. He was just getting comeback wins, you know? And Moicano's going to get a comeback win here. I think Chris Duncan's going to look amazing in the first round. I think they're going to be striking on the feet. Chris Duncan's going to be getting the better of the exchanges. He's more tough. He's more durable. Chris Duncan is a very hard guy to finish. You need to put him unconscious to beat this guy. You're not beating Chris Duncan over 3 to 5 rounds. Moicano might be able to do it. It might be a decision. But I think Moicano's got to finish him. And I think Moicano's got to put him out. And I believe Moicano is going to get the back at some point in this fight. And I think he's going to sink in a rear naked choke because that's what Renato Moicano does. He hasn't done it in a long time, but when he gets somebody's back, he subs them immediately. Renato Moicano's BJJ is better than Chris Duncan's. His submission ability is better than Chris Duncan. His grappling is better than Chris Duncan. His striking is about even with Chris Duncan. I think he's the faster striker of the two. Maybe not the more powerful, but I don't think Chris Duncan's going to chin Moicano. I don't think he's going to power guillotine Moicano. I think if Chris Duncan wins this fight, he needs to absolutely battle Renato Moicano for 5 rounds and win a 5-round war. I don't see it happening. So give me Renato Moicano +145, my favorite underdog for UFC Vegas 115. Let me know in the comments down below who your favorite underdog is, though. But Moicano +145, I'm telling you guys. Usually I'm not so confident in underdogs, but I am really, really confident in Renato Moicano, like I was really, really confident in Yorzi Belgari. We're going to see next week if I'm happy or not when we do the show next week. But Renato Moicano +145 right now. Go get that line, boys. And if you want all my bets for this card, go check out my winnable in the description down below. You can get every single bet for every single card. It's only $7.99 a week, boys. You spend $7.99 on a burger, all right? Moicano +145. Go get my bets down below. Like the video, hit the subscribe button for more content, and I will catch you guys in the next video. See you.